Oh, goodness.
Wow, people are here already. Ooh, y'all are on it. You here already. Hello to everybody in the chat. Shalom. Glad to see you here. We're going to give it a little more time to allow more people to come in. So while we're waiting, I just want to say a special shalom to each and every one of you. And I hope you've had a good day. This has been a tough one. I think, Botham was not even my child, but I felt the pain of his parents. I really did. I think when you have a son, it really hits you because you start picturing in your mind, what if this was my son that this happened to? I don't know how they're holding up, but I give his parents a lot of credit. I really do. And the thing is, Botham's mother happened to be in DC. You know that? She's here in mainland, in Washington, DC. She was there for a meeting for the company that she worked for. So, it's amazing how she was here when this all hit in the news with this 911 tape. Shalom to everybody coming into the room. Shalom. Good to see you all here. We have a lot to cover. Yeah. All right, y'all. Okay. Shalom to you too, Ruby Flower. Shalom, King Wage. All right, y'all. All right. Okay, True Royal. True Royal. Okay, I guess you're still on mute.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. We're just going to do a little timeline before we lead up to the 911 call. Now, back in January, because I know you've been following this really closely, like I have. And let me just go ahead and share my screen so that everybody can see this. All right. If you can see my screen, please give me a 1. Please give a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay. Give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay. I see a few 1s. Thank you. Thank you. All right, family. I think when the news broke on this case for the first time, and we heard this lunacy of Amber Guyger going to the wrong apartment, I still don't believe it. Number one, as I had stated to True Royal earlier today, she and I had talked. I said, I find it hard to believe that somebody don't know where they live. Number two, she had complained about Botham Jean several times. She knew who he was. And if you're filing several complaints on a person because, they're above you and you don't like the noise or whatever, you know their name. Okay? You're not filing a complaint on somebody without a name. You know who they are. So let's start from January. All right. In January, the Dallas police had released this heavily redacted Botham Jean incident report. Okay, and this was January 2nd, 2019. I mean, everything about this case has been strange. So this report was released. It has a whole bunch of blacked out markings all through the report, like Trump's report, just like that.
What's the purpose of even sending it out?
Right. If nobody can see details, you're right. What the hell is the damn point? For real. But this is what was released. So really, you couldn't get too much of anything out of this report. And I think it was redacted to be in favor of Amber Guyger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you remember, here's proof that Amber Guyger's claiming Botham Jean door was ajar is a damn lie. Now,
What?
I give a lot of credit to the neighbors that lived around John that proved those doors could not be propped open. So kudos to those residents that really came out and made their videos. It was a number of them in that apartment that made their videos that showed if you release that door, it shut. You could not just pull it open and it would stay open. So he would have to have something wedged in between that door in order for it to stay open. And he wasn't sitting in that apartment like that. The door was completely shut. Or otherwise, what would be the point of her knocking on the door? So we know she's a damn liar.
Yeah, who knocks on a ajar door?
I mean, you would just
or who even knocks on the door at their own place?
Right. And nobody lives with you but a damn dog, and you're yelling, "Let me in."
Mm-hmm. And we are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this article came out September 11th, 2018, just days after the shooting. It says residents doing a better investigation than the Dallas district attorney and police.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the truth, y'all. Why Dallas authorities are desperate to attack Botham Jean's character. This is around the time when they came out with the marijuana, y'all, which I believe got in that apartment by Amber Guyger. She knew she had to fabricate some type of alibi for what happened. What better way than try to pin a drug habit or some type of drug on Botham Jean to make it look like, well, he wasn't squeaky clean. He found marijuana in this duffel bag with police gear in it. Now, why would he have police gear and his ass ain't even a cop? All of that shit, in my opinion, came from Amber Guyger.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Okay, now, Queen, I'm going to let you take it from here. The 9 cases dropped after Dallas former officer Amber Guyger charged with murder.
Yeah. Now that was an eye opener. And let's see, you did that video about 4 days ago,
Yes.
Lisa. Yeah. It's ironic that this would come out. But anyway, 9 cases dropped so far. So that gives an indication of how she was conducting herself on the streets of Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not real quick to drop 9 cases.
No.
They just not. Because 9 times out of 10, it's us. And she didn't develop some type of reputation out on them streets. And they are really looking at her really, really close. really, really close. That stood out to me big time when I seen that, and that's not a good look at all. I'm trying to hold back. I'm gonna hold back because there's some other stuff I want to bring up, but we'll cover it. We'll cover it. But
when I saw it, I was actually shocked. But I said, this actually helps Botham Jean's attorneys.
It does. It does. And then it kind of helps. It also helped kind of clearing up my understanding. But why did they put on a third attorney for her?
Right.
Why she got to have 3 attorneys?
And we know damn well she ain't paying for these attorneys.
6-figure attorneys. I always keep throwing that out.
Paying for this. There were, I say it's 2 ways. Funds were raised for her behind the scenes. And the Dallas Police Union is also footing her bill. Amber Guyger ain't putting out a dime. She's not. How can she's unemployed? And we know cops do not have big enough salaries to be paying these high power attorneys. They don't have that.
No.
Okay. And still look like a damn boy after the makeover. I mean, look at this bitch in the picture.
She can't. You know, she's so evil. It's her whole persona.
Yes.
It's nothing you can do. Oh, let's not lose sight that they did send her on a cruise too as well.
To the Caribbean.
Of all places.
Botham Jean is from. Yeah, that's where she went vacationing. Oh man. Oh man.
But there's a concern in this case, because they put that out, and then a few days later, now they didn't put this out to gain sympathy, or get a pulse of how people feeling about this case. They want to see where they stand at in this. Her lawyers,
what they're doing, and even Phil said to me, this is to benefit her. This is public sympathy, especially, how America is with the all-white jury. They're going to make that jury as white as possible, and they're going to be people sympathetic to Amber Guyger, and the ones that are willing to believe her bullshit story. So that's what they're trying to, they're trying to feel where the public stands on this whole thing.
Correct.
And I'm telling you, by the end of this trial, it's going to be divided by race.
And one more thing. Let's not lose sight of, they took a toxicology report of her and Botham Jean. And we know that when they found the so-called weed in his apartment, they didn't have the decency when they were having the first funeral in Dallas to wait till the funeral was over. They run to the funeral to tell it.
Yeah.
So how I look at this, if she was not dirty, they would have that all over the newspaper. And if he was dirty, they would have that all over the newspaper.
Absolutely. They did not release the toxicology report, and they did not release the autopsy report on Botham Jean.
Oh, yeah, that's important too, yes.
Remember, Botham had a squeaky clean background, never had a run-in with the law, never had any drug problems, none of that, okay? So you even call him a thug like you would normally want to call a black man. You can't do that to Botham Jean, because he's not that kind of person. If he had a shady background, you'd have heard about it long before now.
Oh, yeah, they would be delighted. That's what I was saying about the 15-year-old, where they slammed his head in the ground, that he doesn't have a police record. He ain't been suspended from school. He ain't got a D on his report card. I mean, they be digging for stuff.
Yes. Yes.
That's how low down these people is. And that always concerns them. They want to dirty you up,
Yes. Absolutely. So 9 cases dropped. They did not identify these 9 people. But how you doing, Santi?
Hi,
Pretty
Sunshine. How
good.
you doing?
Hey, how you doing, True Royal? How you doing, Sister Cabrera? How's everything going?
Oh, we're just going over this case on Amber Guyger. I
So
don't
what
I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the 911 tape.
I didn't. What happened? What's transpired? Okay, could you play it again if you did? Or
Yeah, we're gonna actually analyze it.
okay,
All right.
yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Yeah, True Royal. I think, like you said, these cases that were dropped, more than likely, they were Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and they're not identifying anybody. They're just saying these cases were all thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
I wouldn't be surprised if people came forward anonymously about her reputation as untreated Dallas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Nook Nook. They did. They treated Bunny like she was the one that pulled the trigger. They've been steady hiding Amber Guyger, her whereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time. That is the truth. All right, y'all. We're gonna listen to the 911 tape. We're gonna stop and analyze it and just give your opinion.
Oh Lord, this gonna be hard.
It is hard. All right, y'all. All right, here we go.
Dallas 911, this is Carla. Where's your emergency?
Hi, this is off-duty officer. I need EMS. I'm in number.
What's your address? Do you need police as well or just EMS?
Yes, I need both.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at apartment number 1478. I'm in 1478.
And what's the address there?
It's 1210 South Lamar, 1478. Yes.
What's going on?
I'm an off-duty officer. I thought it was in my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment.
You shot someone?
Yes, I thought it was my apartment. I'm fucked. Oh my God.
Did you hear what she said?
Mm-hmm.
She said, I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she did a very poor job in describing what happened. Now, she said she shot a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did not describe to this 911 officer where he was shot. That makes a hell of a difference if you shot someone in the leg or if you shot him in the chest, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Did she describe to this 911 operator in detail the condition of Botham John at that moment?
She did not. She did not say that she shot him center mass and she shot him to kill. She did not say that.
Right.
She just said she was mostly heard in that process was a fake panic voice and her saying that she was fucked.
Yeah.
Well, why would you know you're in that predicament unless you knew you were in that predicament?
Right. Why would she say she's fucked? Queen?
Exactly.
Queen,
right.
Why would she say she's fucked?
She's only because to me she's only concerned about herself.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's what I said from the jump when I heard this thing. The only thing Amber Guyger is worried about is Amber Guyger.
Mm-hmm. So that panic that you heard in those first few seconds, as both of y'all said, it was panic and concern for herself, not for the survival or the life of the victim whatsoever. It was just what was going through her mind and what were the possible punishments that she may receive for doing this, because this is one of the first cases that we're actually hearing about officers going up in your house now and just doing that, just coming in there and shooting you in your own crib while you chilling, minding your own business. There's nothing to be justified here. Not even a lack of sleep. I'm tired as hell right now myself. I'm working so goddamn hard, but I bet you I ain't gonna walk in the wrong person's goddamn house.
Right.
There you go.
And number two, why would you be a trained police officer, y'all? I want you to really think about this. And you suspect someone is in your apartment. Why would your first instinct be, let me just shoot them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would think somebody that's not a cop would have done that, but you should have went right into police mode at that time. Someone is moving in my apartment. Either you get back up or you back away from that apartment because you don't know what's going on. But she entered the apartment and started shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and if your indications for us, as you just pointed out, you know, when somebody's in my crib, let me launch into police mode because somebody's in my crib. There's a high possibility there's more than one person in my crib if somebody's in my house, right?
Right.
So who's to say that rather you checking all your corners or whatever the cases is while you have your pistol aim, that somebody else is not going to come from a different angle there in that apartment and try to shoot you while you're shooting that person there. Your first instinct is to try to get yourself to safety in order to minimize the safety for yourself, to make sure that you're not harmed, because allegedly you're in your apartment, which she wasn't in her goddamn apartment.
Right. And you know why? You know why her story don't hold water? Because number two, True Royal and Santee, she had a dog.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you got to that apartment and you didn't see your dog, you didn't hear your dog, because a dog is always going to react to somebody at a door.
They naturally going to run to the door.
And where is that dog going to be at? At the front door.
Right.
Right. Uh-huh.
See your dog and you didn't hear your dog, you should have known right there you weren't in the right place. You weren't at the right apartment. I think Amber knew damn well where she was.
Mm-hmm.
I really think she's just performing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. All right, y'all, let's go on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
I'm in. What do you mean? I'm inside the apartment with him. Hey, come on.
What's your name?
I'm Amber Guyger. I need to get me. I'm in.
Okay, we have help on the way.
I know, but I'm gonna lose my job.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
This man is bleeding out on the damn floor, and this bitch is worried about a fucking job.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm fucked.
Okay. Is she or is she not more concerned about herself than Botham, who is at this very moment barely hanging on to life? Instead of worrying about losing her job, shouldn't she be doing first aid on this man? She's a cop. She's trained in first aid.
There you go. To hold pressure on this man's chest to make sure that he survives. Because, as she said, it was an accident. Or was it?
I got your pills, too.
And you're coming up here in this man's crib. You're talking to this dispatcher. You're talking about how you're fucked. And then the next thing that comes across your mind is about how you're going to lose your job. Fuck your job. Mm-hmm. Okay? You came into a defenseless man's house. He's chilling, minding his own business. We know that these doors were heavy, so it wasn't no possibility of it just being cracked or what have you. We've heard the stories about her complaining about Botham. You understand what I'm saying?
How many versions of this story she done told?
That's the
you know.
Sam, she done changed this story multiple times. That's why my subscribers, nobody should be confused. Oh, I don't know what to believe. Why don't you know what to believe? She has been inconsistent in this whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you got to also remember when we interviewed Bonnie, she said because people could hear, she was banging on her unquote door,
right?
Supposedly, bam, 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 let me in. Who bangs on an ajar door?
Right, with a dog in the apartment. It's nobody but you and the dog that live there. Why would you have to knock on a damn door and the only thing living with you is a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all. All right, let's go on.
I thought it was my apartment.
Okay, and then hold on.
Fuck.
Okay, stay with me, okay?
I need a need supervisor.
Again, Why is she not giving him first aid, y'all? Why? She is a trained police officer, been on the force for 5 years. You should know how to deal with an emergency situation.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is she doing?
Put on a fucking performance.
She's not giving him CPR. She's not trying to take care of the bullet wound, which she is trained to do as an officer. She is acting like a complete amateur.
Did that raggedy bitch ask for a supervisor?
Yes.
Oh my lord.
Still ain't give him first aid.
Santee, wait a minute, Santee. When the shit first went down, she didn't call 911 first. She called her partner first.
Huh.
Let's keep that in mind. The first call that she made.
Yes.
So her intentions was for a cover-up. Her intentions for this man never to live, because I guarantee you that story wouldn't fit any of the stories that she switched up and told at this point. Or even the fact that her growing her hair out and doing all this extra and trying to look like a human being. This woman is a savage, and she deserves somebody's electric chair or the bottom of somebody's cell.
Yeah.
Oh,
and True Royal, I want you to think about this. What do police officers in America do to Black men? They let them lay on the ground
and bleed out
a long time, like Mike Brown. Remember, he was on the ground for 4 hours after being shot, and just let them bleed out. They do that to ensure that these Black men don't live.
That's right. They do it all the time.
Amber Guyger did the same shit that night. You ain't going to convince me that she didn't.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Sure did.
Goodness, y'all. All right, let's go on.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud.
Now, she filed complaints on Botham John. She knows damn well what his name is.
Come on, hey, bud, hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Usually what a human being does, because she's not human, is they will say, hey, sir, or hey, ma'am.
Or can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, in a professional capacity. Yeah.
Are you still with me, sir?
I believe that man was already dead by that time. I do believe he already dead.
No, actually, when we get a little more into it, you're going to hear a moan.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, let's go on.
I thought it was my apartment.
I understand. We have help over there.
Hurry, please.
They're on their way.
Now, here's my hang up. Why is this 911 officer, this agent for 911, why are they not getting details from Amber Guyger about Botham's condition?
Yeah, because they train them like that. 911, you could be screaming hysterical, and they try to center you and get you to focus on certain things, and they ask certain questions.
Why is 911 officer not doing that? Ma'am, is he breathing? Do you feel a pulse? You know, they're not asking one single question about the condition of Botham John. See, I see everything wrong with this 911 call. I see everything wrong with it.
Right. There's more than enough wrong with this call. And what really disgusts me is exactly what my sister just said. Okay, you're not reaching until your 5 years of experience. So she knows at least where this dispatcher to say, hey, are you applying pressure? Do you have anything on his wounds? Where is he shot? You're checking for a pulse. How's his breathing at this point? Is he speaking to you? Is his eyes open? Anything. Okay, because you're hired to protect and serve. You get a certain amount of credentials at least to be out here to do this raggedy-ass job, which they don't do well when it comes to us. Okay? And was very irresponsible on both of their behalf. And she's sitting there talking about some, help me, please. Help you.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Really analyze this thing.
And the most help she give is, hey bud.
Yes, like she's
hey bud,
a fucking dog that got hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his name ain't no fucking Bud, and she knows his name because she filed complaints against him. There's no way you filed all them damn complaints and you didn't find out who was above you in the apartment. Hey, Bud. Bitch. All right, let's go on.
I thought it was my apartment. It was my apartment. I could have sworn I parked on the third floor.
Okay, I understand.
Now, remember, the parking garage had 4 levels. The top level did not have a roof. So if she was on the 4th level of that apartment complex, all she had to do was look up at the sky and realize she was on the wrong floor.
Plus, another thing I want to add is parking is designated.
Right.
Is designated. So where the hell did her
True Royal, you just cut off.
on the 3rd floor? She just throwing out them little extra lugs.
Yeah, you just cut off a bit.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
I was just mentioning the parking situation, and she's throwing out those extra lugs, talking about I thought I was on the 3rd floor. She ain't fooling nobody.
Right.
She ain't fooling me.
Right.
Yes, and then she also feel within that process that as far as with her this bullshit ass 911 call, that I know I'm going back repeating myself, and I apologize. I know we got to go through the video as we breaking it down. Every part of this video that you're hearing is her being concerned about her goddamn self.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing in here in particular. It's a whole lot of amnesia, playing stupid. As one of my sisters pointed out, the partner was called first before you called to get this man help. She didn't immediately. Certain shit in your house, the dog alone not being there should have gave her indication. The call, you should have, you know this guy's name. Even if you can't pronounce it right, like you sitting there putting in complaints where you live at, you know this man's damn name.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I don't mean the whole thing up.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's what I want you to do is give your opinion. Okay, let's go on.
All right.
No. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
You know why she's doing this, y'all? I'm going to tell you why she keeps repeating, I thought this was my apartment. I thought this was my apartment. She has already planned this whole thing out before she did it. This is why she keeps repeating that over and over. It's intentional, y'all. It's intentional. Right. This is her alibi. She had this all planned out. Oh, I thought this was my apartment. I thought this was my apartment. Oh, come on, drama queen. Get real.
And what's the gate code there?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I thought it was my apartment.
They're trying to get in there.
Do you see how fake? Do you see how fake this is? Am I the only one?
No, I heard it. She don't know her zip code.
Yeah, I can hear how fake this is. Any other time,
she don't know her fucking zip code.
Right. She don't know her ass from her elbows. Any other time, these are the most snobbish, cockiest, disrespectful pieces of shit on this planet that got everything in the world raggedy to say to you because they figure you don't comprehend the law. But she don't know what a zip code is or none of that shit like this, and she's so hysterical. It was a good actor role between her and her partner to go ahead and try to get this role for whatever movie she was trying to play in. But I ain't buying none of this bullshit. The breathing hard, the bird talk, I thought this was my apartment 30 times. You're full of shit. I think she intentionally came in this man's apartment to murder this guy.
Yeah, I think she figured out this alibi. I really do. It just sounds fake. All right, let's go on.
You don't know the gate code?
No.
Now she lives there, but she don't know the gate code to get in. How do you live there and you don't know the gate code?
I guess because she was in so much of a state of shock, huh? She was just so blown away and so overwhelmed. This bitch is full of shit, man. She really is.
Yeah, I want you to think about this. She had to use the gate code in order to get back home after her job was done. But now you're on the phone with the 911 operator and you don't remember your gate code.
I thought you want to watch it. Maybe I'll see you there.
Okay, I'm going to go on.
It was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
Okay, and what floor are you in right now?
The fourth floor. Oh. Hey, bud, they're coming, bud. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, where were you?
Did you hear that?
I could hear a moan in the back. Lord have mercy.
Did you hear? Did you hear him?
I believe I heard her moaning.
Yeah, that was him. Okay, and I want you to know she's still sitting there going, hey, bud, they're coming. Still no fucking first aid. Still no first aid, y'all. No first aid.
And how many times did she shoot him?
Twice.
My Lord.
Was shot in the chest. And she stopped. They're coming, bud. They're coming. What about doing some fucking first aid, bitch? Oh, my goodness, this makes my blood boil. So let's go on. My goodness, just hearing Botham, right? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, my God. Oh, man. This is just, oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. If this was my son, this bitch would be dead.
He's shot. He's on the top left.
Okay, you're with Dallas PD, right?
Yes.
All right. Now you hear her, right? Now, Emmett, God, you said you shouldn't CPR on a person with bullet wounds. No, but there are other things that she could have done.
Usually she got to remember her profession.
Right.
Her profession. She's a police officer.
Exactly.
And there's certain things that kick in. I don't care if you're on duty or off duty, but certain things just kick in based on your profession.
Exactly. Okay. She should still know what to do. She is a cop. You as a cop, you're supposed to know what to do with a person with bullet wounds until the EMTs show up. She didn't do nothing. In fact, when she was talking to 911, y'all, Bunny showed us the tape where she was pacing the hallway, which means she left Botham and started pacing around while he was still laying there bleeding out. She didn't even have the decency to stay with him, and she's the one that fucking caused the whole thing.
And then that dirty ass
she's acting like some kind of
that dirty ass had the nerve to show 10 grams of marijuana. That shit makes me want to strangle a motherfucker. It really does. You know? Because what a man does in his own personal space is none of your goddamn business, especially when you done violated him.
Right.
How many times are we gonna have it this way, where you see a young brother go ahead and get killed, and they pulling up what the man had in his apartment or in his car, or a picture with some tattoos of his father, or his father was locked up for child support. They have to pull something out of a bag in order to demonize or criminalize a victim, but they ain't doing it for folks that look like them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all all to take notice. We are 3 minutes and 29 seconds into this call, and the 911 operator didn't even ask her to describe Botham. What does he look like? How old is he? She didn't give no description. She didn't even ask for a description. Don't these 911 operators always do that? Who
Mm-hmm.
are, can you give me a description of this person? He's a black male. Looks like he's between 25 and 30. Looks
Mm-hmm.
like he's weigh about 190 pounds. He's about 5'11", whatever. They asked for no description of Botham John. Not
Mm-hmm.
one description. This 911 operator needs to be fired and jailed. They failed at their job.
Sure did.
All right, let's go on.
Oh my God, I'm done. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
I didn't mean to.
They're trying to get there to you, okay?
I know. Stay with me, bud. Holy fuck.
They're almost there. They're already there. They're trying to get to you.
Holy fuck. I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
See, this is fake, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
This is fake. This is fake.
Mm-hmm.
This is fake.
Well, you know what? One of your subs asked something. They said, Lisa Cabrera, what kind of complaint did Amber Guyger make against Botham Jean?
He made multiple noise complaints against Botham Jean.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the same day she shot Botham John, she filed a complaint that day too. So that was.
I'm sorry. There ain't no coincidence that far-fetched. There's no coincidence like that.
No.
You weren't tired. Okay, she told. I didn't mean to. You didn't spill no milk or fruit punch on somebody's carpet.
Right.
You came in a man's house and put 2 bullets in him.
Yeah.
In his house. All right, not the neighbor's house or somebody down the street or a person you thought that was hopping or trying to steal your car or some type of BS that they might have pointed out. If that was the case, you came into another man's home where he pays rent and gas and electric at. You didn't spill Kool-Aid on the damn on some white carpet somewhere. I didn't mean to. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was intentional because, as you said, allegedly you thought you were in your apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you intentionally meant to put 2 bullets in this man.
That's Santine. That's one story. That's one story, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's many different stories.
Now,
the door was ajar.
I want you to also remember Botham John had a red carpet outside of his door. Amber Guyger did not have that in front of her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that red carpet?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. She did not have that. So there were many things, many indicators that she was not at the right apartment, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Many indicators. All right, let's go on.
Holy fuck. I thought it was my apartment. Oh my God. Fuck. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You hear him? You hear Bob?
Mm-hmm.
You hear Bob?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm-mm-mm.
Can you imagine? This is what this man saw. This is the last thing he saw before he left this world. This up in his apartment, just concerned for herself and laying talking about some bud. Fuck you, Amber. Thank you, Jonathan Oliver. Thank you. I mean, screw you. I mean, can you just imagine if this was your last moments and this shit was going on?
Mm-mm-mm.
My goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right. Every time I hear him moan, it gets to me. All right, let's go on.
Oh my God.
Okay, they're trying to get there to you. Do you hear them? Do you see them?
No, no. How the fuck did I took it out of it? How did I?
See, this is fake, y'all. This is fake. Oh, she worked so many hours. She was tired. How many times, Santee and True Royal, did you work a lot of hours, but you didn't kill no damn body?
Yeah. And,
You didn't where you live.
how far is the job away from the house?
Not even 2 minutes, according to Bunny.
Walking distance.
2 minutes.
So she throws that out there. I'm so tired.
Yes.
Who says that doing a fucking ass situation like that?
Nobody.
I'm so tired.
Well, shouldn't your sympathetic ass be wide awoke? I believe I would. She should feel like she had extra Folgers in her cup after murdering somebody in their own house. Sleep, just all this sleepness and with your connection, it went right out the window. You ain't tired no more. You should hear. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
She was planning out her alibi. Why she kept saying, I thought it was in my apartment. I thought this was my apartment. This is all planning out her alibi. That's all it's doing.
It's sleeping. I'm so tired.
Yes. You murdered someone.
You dirty bitch.
Give them first aid. I'm gonna keep going back to that. You did not give them first aid. You did not describe to the 911 operator his condition. You just kept worrying about yourself. I'm so tired. Who the fuck cares if you're tired?
You raggedy bitch, you get all the fucking way out of here. All the way out of here. All right, shit like that to me, this is an open and shut case about rather you're speaking about remorse or what have you and all this other bull. I don't give a fuck if she feels sorry afterwards. You filed 1,000 complaints on this goddamn man in the same day, and then you come back to finish him off because you're tired? Come on now.
Okay.
Because you're sleepy.
She's acting. Amber Guyger is acting. And what she's doing is speaking her alibi on this tape and not attending to Botham John. She's not fooling me one bit. I'm seeing straight through her ass. All right, let's go on.
Over here.
Okay, go ahead and talk to me.
No, it's me. I'm off duty. I thought this was my apartment. I thought this was my floor.
You dirty bitch. You dirty bitch.
Call y'all. This is fake, y'all. I'm telling you, it's fake. It's fake.
And she cut that phone off to coerce and to rise a plan with these officers. I told you the worst gang in America is the police department. Okay? Cut that phone off so there's no more evidence to spread anything else about what we're getting ready to do next to this black man. Okay? And then afterwards, when so-and-so, whoever else comes on here, I'll put these fake tears back on like I'm so concerned.
You some dirty motherfuckers.
Rotten piece of shit.
Now, y'all, I want you to see how melodramatic she got off the phone. Okay? She didn't say to the 911 officer, okay, the EMT, they're here, I'm going to hang up. She just abruptly hang up while she was still screaming. Okay? This bitch is acting, y'all. She's acting.
Mm-hmm.
She's acting.
Yeah, straight acting. I'm just letting y'all know that link that I'm putting out, that's Bonnie's GoFund.
Yes.
It is back up. Please send it out. I'm just making that announcement. It is back up running, Bonnie's GoFund.
Yes. Please support our sister because she really put herself out there by bringing out the truth. You know, if it wasn't for Bonnie, we would not have seen Amber Guyger on that tape pacing back and forth up and down the hallway and not staying with Botham John. You know, in that moment, she took that man's life and destroyed his family at that moment. And all she can say is, hey, bud, I'm sorry.
That was my apartment. Apartment. Oh, Lord. His mother was exactly right. Said she was the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. She is so fake and ain't even funny.
Right. Are you sorry for what? Are you sorry for putting 2 bullets in me, or are you sorry for filing them false reports on me, or what are you sorry for?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for a goddamn thing. I believe this woman planned this shit because she felt like she can get away with it because of how the system is structured here in America. And all the rest of these countries see this shit too. All right, ain't nobody green. Folks look at their own newscast stations and see what type of racism goes on here in America on a consistent basis. This is why pieces of shit like this can go ahead and do folks like this and go and still be walking around eating Chipotle and shit. All right, this is why.
And I was just thinking, if anybody's new to Lisa's channel, we interview the main witness. You can find that interview on Lisa's channel and just really listen to what somebody who was actually there had to say. Yes. You know, how the whole setup is. It's just good to refresh your memory too as well. I had a few people on my channel went over there and listened.
And the neighbors, you know, I was watching some of the videos of the neighbors demonstrating that the doors couldn't be propped open. And all of those neighbors on that 4th floor that heard it said it was loud. It was a lot of commotion. And they heard her banging on his door. It was a lot of loud commotion. That incident took place like around 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and that's one version of the story. So she's banging on an ajar door. Right. Let me in. But the door is already fucking open.
Right. And you allegedly got a dog. You're no dog, but you thought you were at the right apartment. I mean, this woman is full of shit.
Sure is. I hate that for his family.
So I just wanted y'all to hear the whole thing, and we would just sit around and analyze what we got from it. I know I did a lot of talking in this one, but you know, I just wanted everybody to hear, because I saw when I put the initial post on my second channel, I saw some of the people were like, well, I'm confused. Oh, well, she seems remorseful. I was like, oh my goodness, some of y'all really aren't seeing what this bitch is doing.
Get your confused ass on, then. Get your confused ass on. You feeling sympathy for this bitch? She outright killed him.
Yes.
The same jokers that sit here and believe this nonsense, and they'll go around the corner talking about your nigger ass and fried chicken and watermelon and great goddamn soda, and you so dumb and gullible. You believe in this shit. I don't believe everything a damn white supremacist says to me. I believe half of what I see and damn near none of what I hear. Okay?
There you
That's
go.
just the way I move on this earth. And that goes for damn near any type of dried up white supremacists. They've been lying to y'all for a lot of these motherfuckers for years. You're just so used to taking it. They'll believe one of those motherfucking Neanderthals before they'll believe me or you. You can have it right there in their face. They went right in their face.
We experienced that, Santee.
yes, we have. You took the words.
Looking at you like, oh, did a white person say it? Well, shit, well, then it's gotta be true.
Yeah.
Get your goddamn Sambo bootlicking ass away from me. These are folks that you don't need to waste time and have too many conversations with, because they've already made their mind up about what they're willing to take in as far as vital information. And I can give a dog's ass about anybody that's bootlicking on a regular basis and has that much shame towards their own people. You know,
Yes.
That's a shame.
It is. It is.
That's
So,
a shame.
you know, you can still listen to the whole 911 call uninterrupted, either on True Royals channel or my second channel, Lisa C. And I have it in my community tab on my main channel. So if you go to my community tab, you'll see the link and you can listen to it in its entirety uninterrupted. All right, this is the last one. Botham's parents heard the 911 call, and it just broke my heart when I saw this. Because I said, you know, even in my video, I said, these folks are going to relive his death all over again. It's like they got to go through the mourning process once again. The mother heard the call, and she pretty much stands firm on Amber Guyger murdered her son. She said she did not change her mind about that at all after listening to it. As for the father, he was listening to it on his phone, and they said he got so overwhelmed and started grieving, and he was at work thinking he could listen to it and handle it. They said they had to take his phone away from him because he broke down so badly.
Bless his heart.
So his parents and the lawyer, Lee Merritt, all got to hear the 911. Right now, Botham's mother is here in the States. She's in Washington, D.C. So she not only saw it on TV, she heard the audio. So, I mean, it's so sad. You know, this family, they are struggling to move on. And it's almost like every time they think they can move on, there's always another setback.
I don't know who asked that question. I want to say something real quick. Yeah, share this everywhere. We got to get this out everywhere. I already got it on Twitter. Yeah, you can. Yeah, get that out. We want everybody to hear this.
And law enforcement didn't want that video to be shared. Like they've been able to hinder and to keep so much other evidence in the past of black folks being murdered. They didn't want that video out of that Amber Gallagher 911 call, because it gives you this clear opportunity to see how phony and how rigged and set up this situation was in order to try to make this demon look like a human being.
This was to help her drum up public sympathy. That was the purpose, and because her lawyers knew this was being released, and they're hoping that this will drum up some public sympathy for her. It does nothing for me but make me more angry. Okay, that's what this has done for me. You know, Botham is gone. And for what? For what? You know, he was squeaky clean. He was heavily into his church. He got up and went to work as an accountant every day, had no criminal record, had no run-in with the law. This dude was squeaky clean. And the only thing they could do is find some planted marijuana in his apartment, which I believe Amber Guyger put there.
Me too. Oh, me too.
Oh, I can't wait till this trial gets started.
Yeah.
Because none of that falls in the place of the character of who Botham John was, as far as the way that he conducted himself. And you know what? Even if he did, so what? So what? Nobody else has to explain you know what? Why is this meth or this these yams, this crack over here? Why you done got your head busted on the couch because you've been sitting? Nobody else has to explain. So why should we have to? We shouldn't even know this information. But here we are. You know, so I look at it, but so what? Even if he did, it ain't nobody's damn business. And Fox News ought to be ashamed of themselves. And anybody else that put that out there trying to shame this dude as if he deserved it to happen to him.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame. And, you know, no matter how bad they tried to ruin this man's legacy, I'm glad the public spoke out, and they got a lot of backlash over that marijuana stuff. And Renee Hall, that chief of useless of a motherfucker police chief, was behind that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the first ones, if you go back and look, that came straight out on the media. Oh, we found marijuana. Fuck you, Renee.
No, Amber Guyger lived on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
Somebody thought she lived on the 4th. No, on the 3rd. Yeah.
Lived on the 3rd floor, right under Botham John's apartment.
Uh-huh.
Well, so you could see on Bunny's tape how she was pacing back and forth up and down the hallway. And she looked down at one point. Go back and watch the video. She looked down at one point and saw Bunny filming her. And she all of a sudden changed her whole demeanor at that point. This woman is a fraud. I'm telling you, she's a fraud.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she knew him making all them damn complaints.
Yeah, she knew him and she knew his name. You don't file that amount of complaints on somebody and you didn't learn their name.
And you a cop on top of that.
Right. Bud. Hey, Bud. Hey, Bud.
Mm-hmm.
Amber.
She had the advantage over him. She could run. She all she needed is his address. She could just run it through and find out. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all. I mean, this is one story that stayed on my mind all day today. It really did. It really did. After hearing that 911 tape, like I told True Royal, each time I listened to the tape, I had more questions.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't clear nothing up, as far as I'm concerned. It made me ask more questions on why are all of you people trained and nobody and everybody's acting like a bunch of damn amateurs.
Yeah. All of a sudden, like my grandmother used to say, you get convenient amnesia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And I don't care how much of a dirtbag and a white supremacist you are, okay? You're going to have to hand this one over. Okay, y'all can Blue Lives Matter yourself to death, okay? But you're going to have to hand it over, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it's right or justified for the next person for that to go down. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But you're going to have to gear up. Hand it right over.
Yeah.
Because at this point, the cat is out the bag. We've seen everything, all right? We can watch this woman lie, try to sabotage this dude, do anything they can to make it look like something was justified for her doing the nonsense that she did.
Right.
We can't find it nowhere, not even a little bit. It's cold-blooded murder is what it is.
Yes, I agree. But, remember the Texas Rangers and the Dallas police tried to initially label this as manslaughter.
I do remember that. And they had to go ahead and up the ante. Didn't they switch the venue where it was going to be put at?
No, they haven't done that. But True Royal and I, we believe they will.
I hope they do. Got my fingers crossed. I hope that's what needs to happen. Okay, you don't need to be around some soft touch place where it's a bunch of people that look like her, and they about to go ahead and shove her up out the door, and she was traumatized and didn't know what happened. No, this woman. What are you sweeping your social media page clean for?
Yeah.
If you're a person that doesn't display that type of lifestyle and you don't get down like that, but yet you just murdered this black man in cold blood in his own apartment.
Right.
Called your partner first, and then put on some fake tears. The moment the police comes, you didn't hang up with the dispatcher properly. You just pretty much rush off of there.
Right.
The story together and take the court.
And Santini, she hung up and still screaming into the phone. Okay, he's such a fraud.
Right, get out of here, Peter. I'm more so, like I said, I'm disgusted. I'm very much disgusted by this. I'm glad we got to get this information because there's so many circumstances where we haven't listened to the footage, or rather the 911 call and what has transpired after one of these brothers or sisters have been shot. And we probably won't ever get to hear that information because you get too many people in front of a story trying to cover it of law enforcement. And folks don't want it brought out at all because then you'll have to end up probably grabbing 80% of the pieces of trash in that whatever law and whatever department that is. You have to end up cleaning that whole motherfucker out. And that's what I believe in a lot of those cases where they don't want to release rather body cams or what have you, or what took place with some of these dirty officers out here. We know the drill.
And remember, just like somebody in the comment section said, they moved her during an investigation. It was just days, wasn't it, Queen? Wasn't it just days after the shooting she had already done moved out? I don't even think it was a week. I believe it was like days.
It was like 4 days or something like that. She left on a Friday, I want to say.
Yeah.
And she cleared her whole apartment out. She deleted everything she had on social media.
Yeah, well,
a couple people might ended up grabbing some stuff off of there, what she had put up.
Mm-hmm.
One was some racist thing with Colin Kaepernick on there, and there was a couple other things she put up.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the case, it's like you ain't slick. The moment it went down, people knew what time it was, and there was no time for her to hide.
Right.
You ain't smooth and you ain't slick.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was like, I think it was maybe about 5 days or something like that after the shooting. They had already done moved her ass out of there.
Let's back up just a little bit, Lisa. Remember, you put up the police scanner too, and they was already trying to protect her on there when you listen to that.
Sure was.
If somebody want to go back over this case, I would suggest go back to Lisa's channel and listen to the police scanner first before you listen to the interview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, I tell y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to go ahead and end this, y'all. We just wanted to give an analysis, our personal analysis on what we felt happened that night and what was going on the 911 call. And I still say she was acting.
Lisa, before you get off, they found the cop guilty of killing the white woman up there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the back chat.
Okay. All right.
But everybody, thank you so much for coming. And we will stay on top of this case. They have changed the trial date from August to September for Amber Guyger.
They set it back 6 weeks. Mm-hmm.
But we will keep track of every single detail that comes out about this case. All right. Thank you for coming, everybody, and shalom. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Shalom, my sister.
Mm-hmm. Shalom. Mm-mm-mm.